Ladies and gentlemen, welcome and back to the Morning Hustle. Is the dynamic duo on Sumo right now. I mean, so many Grammys in between them, billions of streams between them, and just when you thought they couldn't do it, they did it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Silk Sonic's in the
Let's
building.
go!
Yo, that's an intro.
Yeah, man, appreciate
talking
that.
about.
This is the album that the streets have been waiting for. Every time we play it, Leave the Door Open. Okay, not every time. Every now and then we play it. I'd be like, yo, were we pumped? Was there going to be a second song? Was there going to be an album? Then you came through with Skate. Quite the bop. And
Thank you.
after listening to An Evening with Silk Sonic, you guys are far from a fluke. Y'all did it multiple times on the album and came through.
Thank you,
Appreciate
man.
that, Thank you so
Talking
much.
about.
Thank you.
I want to try to set the scene for people who are going to be listening to the album and just enjoying it, because you kind of gave us a little love package, which I feel like it helps set the tone of the whole album. And we've got this Selva Ray here.
Come
So
on.
can we
So
talk
good.
a little bit about, if this is your first time listening to the album all the way through, paint the scene of how we should set our rooms up and set our vibe to really get the full experience, because that's how I felt when I was listening to the album, like I was having an experience here.
Right.
Dim the lights.
Dim the lights.
Uh-huh.
Turn the
Okay.
AC up.
Turn
You're
it-
going to be sweating and dancing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You might want to just take your shoes off and all that too.
Okay.
Maybe some candles. If you ain't got no
Okay.
candles, get some incense going. Or just have some lighters around or something.
Or cut the stove on.
Yeah, cut the stove on, probably.
Cut the stove.
Yeah. If you ain't really fancy,
The fireplace.
you gonna have to
know what I mean?
notify
If
your
you-
neybors.
If you're overextended and you're on a budget, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
just,
Cut the
just hit the
stove on.
stove on.
Okay.
Tell your neighbors, you know, it's about to get loud.
Okay.
It was really dope to see that y'all had Bootsy Collins involved in there. We heard the influence. He also named you guys. How did that come about, and how much more was he involved in the album other than that?
He was just, that was me and Andy's dream of like, you know, this album was made in the middle of a pandemic. So
Right.
our shows got canceled, and, you know, we just felt like we were never gonna perform again in that middle section of the pandemic when it got dark and everyone was scrambling, didn't know what to do, and that was just like, well, this might be our last show. We gotta
Yep.
put it on an album,
Yep.
and who could host? You know, who would we want to host and narrate this thing? And for both of us, it was Bootsy, and he did the honors of giving us the name Silk Sonic, and this is our dream coming true right here. This album coming out, and this is the show.
Yeah.
Yo,
And it
the
sound like a
first
dream. We love
single
the
reached
album.
the top-
Thank you.
We do. And the first single reached the top of the charts. And for any artist to get a #1 record, hold down the top spot for that long, it can kind of create, you know, Amadeus level pressure to deliver another one. So when you guys were making the rest of the album, was there any pressure to meet the fans' expectations, especially when the fans don't know what to expect?
No, the album was kind of done when we put Leave the Door Open out. You know, it was important for us that Leave the Door Open got to breathe.
Right.
That was such a special song for us, and in that situation, well, I'll never be able to be a part of Leave the Door Open again. Andy will never be a part of Leave the Door Open again. So it's like we want the world to feel this, and we want to enjoy this moment because it's one of them special ones. And we didn't know if it was going to do what it did and be #1. We just knew that we would, you know, basically trying to sing the shit out of it.
Yeah. We knew we were singing our asses off, but
Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't nothing like that out, you know? So and to see the response and to see little kids singing it and hearing it on the radio and everything like that, it just blew us away. And
Yeah.
it just made us way more excited for what was next in store, really.
One of the things I appreciate about listening to the album, like I said, for me, it was like an experience. I felt like we were on a journey and we were going through all these different emotions and experiences. It was really cool. One of the things I value the most, though, is the musicianship. So coming from DC, like we do go-go music. So everything is about live instrumentation. And that's what I felt when I was listening to the album. I loved all the different instruments that you hear. So can you guys speak to just your love affair with musicianship and with instruments and the importance of that, especially for young people, like learning how to actually play instruments in an era where a lot of things are like beat making on machines or beat making on your computer, which is cool, but there's something to be said about true musicianship and the art of it.
Well, Andy's one of the best drummers I've ever heard and ever seen, and not only the best drummers, but a studio drummer. See, that's a different art. You could be an incredible drummer live, but to have a technique in the studio and be able to bring out these tones on your drums is rare, you know. And anytime he gets behind the drums, it sounds like you're listening to there's this James Brown, Motown. He has this feeling that no one can, it's very rare. Only a couple guys in the world can create this with just their touch. And that was definitely something that like lit the studio on fire, and what kept the energy going. As soon as you get on the drums, I get on the guitar or the piano, and we would start writing songs. And some of the records y'all hear, I mean, it started with just me and Andy, like we were kids in the garage trying to, like, we're gonna form a band. Yeah.
That's like the scene we come from. You know? We both come from like that whole scene of like playing in bars, playing
But
covers.
it's your turn to compliment me.
And he's pretty cool. He also plays drums too, you know what I'm saying? Like, when he lacks in drumming, he makes up for in looks.
Okay.
And just like overall charisma and stuff. Plus he can dance, that's
right.
And I will say, you made me want to dance on a few of these records. You made me want to damn near cry and think about all my relationship issues.
That's right.
We're emotional guys.
Listen,
We're very emotional guys.
You did all that, and I gotta say this, on 777, I actually already wrote y'all a video treatment. I called Michael Kaiser. We got the budget approved, so we're shooting at Magic City.
Let's go.
But no, I do love the new single that's about to come out, and people are going to hear it on Friday, and that's Smoking Out the Window. Yeah. One thing I loved about this record is y'all was so raw. Y'all cursing in there and everything.
I told you we were emotional. I told you.
I love it. What made y'all go with this for the third single at this point?
We always felt like we were going to put that song out. That was actually the first song me and Annie started 4 or 5 years ago on tour. We just had Smoke It Out the Window. We just started it. We went, and we didn't get a chance to really finish that session. And Andy went off to do his thing. I went off to do my thing. And then when we got back into the studio for Andy's birthday, that's when we finished it. Andy showed up drunk to the studio, talking about I'm the king of R&B. He was screaming this. He was like, "Can nobody out-sing me? Nobody!" And I was like, "That's right, Andy." And he just kills this performance. And me and him are going back and who can make each other laugh. And we're talking about past experience and whatnot. And we were just going back and forth with these lines. And it was a great session because it's very rare it happens like that, where it just clicks and it was so magical, and that's what inspired. All right, let's I'll see you tomorrow, right? He's like, yep. And, and that's when Leave the Door Open comes, and all the Fly Is Me and 777. We just start building. But Smoking Out the Window was kind of like the thing that popped us off, 5 years ago.
That's what I love about the dynamic of you two. You guys seem like each other's biggest cheerleader. The fun and the camaraderie between y'all two definitely shows up on the records. So after hearing what we heard, which was truly magical, one has to ask, is this project a one and done? Or will we get a Silk Sonic 2?
Dang.
At some point down the road?
We couldn't even put the album out.
Right, it ain't even out yet.
It ain't even out. To get this one done.
Out here scratching out more, yo.
Y'all better enjoy this one, all right?
You see how long we
took a lot. We already overextended now, all right? And we need this next. It depends on how y'all treat this next single.
Yeah, exactly.
Because y'all messing around with this next single.
It's on you guys.
It's gonna be.
How about the tour?
It's up to y'all. Okay.
What's happening?
How about the tour? Tell us about the tour, because we know that y'all not gonna put this album out without being able to perform it. That's what y'all do. Right. When can we expect y'all to get on the road?
The tour of the galaxy.
Right. We tour the galaxy. Like he said, this album was like, we didn't know if we was gonna be able to do a show again, so we wanted to give y'all a mini show on the album.